Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you are in the world. I know there are a whole bunch of time zones represented here so far with us. I'm Lance Jones, and I lead product marketing here at Recharge. And this session is titled, How to Squeeze Every Last Sale Out of Your Checkout Flow. So if that's what you expected to see, then you are definitely in the right place. Today I'm joined by Jordan Gal, who's the founder and CEO of CartHook, which is an important technology partner of ours. And of course, Jordan is also a subject matter expert in optimizing subscription sales. Jordan's kindly agreed to talk us through and actually live share some of his optimization techniques over the next 30 minutes or so. And we'll also be sure to stick around for another 15 minutes or so after that to answer any of your questions. Please do feel free to submit your questions using Zoom's Q&A widget or the chat widget. It doesn't matter which. We'll monitor both for your questions. And one more thing, just for additional context, we've invited you to this presentation because we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help you grow and optimize your Shopify business. So be sure to let us know anytime what sorts of content and experts you'd like to see us pull together in the future. But we're particularly excited to have Jordan and from CartHook here today. So without further delay, Jordan, super nice to have you here.
Thank you very much, Lance. Great to be here. Everybody joining us, welcome and thank you for making the time today. We're going to do our best to make sure it's a valuable presentation for you. We're going to go through how CartHook and Recharge work together and how they can combine to increase your sales through better conversion rate, post-purchase upsells, and a few other things. We'll give you some pro tips. And I will also, like Lance said, I will demonstrate live right in our app how to do things so you can really see. I know personally I always prefer a presentation that does more showing than telling, so that's what I will try to emphasize. So let's get started. And the way I like to get started is in just introducing myself, giving you a bit of an idea of who's speaking. So this site that you see up here, ycasolarlightstore.com, this is how I got my start and what I call my education in e-commerce. That's my mug right there at the bottom right. That's me. Nice to meet everybody. Now, YCA Solar Light Store, that was a business that I ran with my two brothers. And I was the person in charge of conversion optimization. One person was in charge of traffic. I was in charge of converting. And my younger brother was in charge of everything that happened after the sale, such as shipping, inventory, and so on. So in the year that we ran it, what I focused on was how do I get as many people to convert into a sale once they're at the store? So in doing that, I really had a full education in conversion optimization, and where I liked focusing was on the checkout process, meaning the cart page, the checkout page, the thank you page, everything focused on that because I thought that had the biggest leverage, right? If you increase conversion of the cart page by 10%, you get a lot more people to your checkout and you make a lot more sales and so on. So what I want to mention about YCA Solar Light Store is I learned a lot of great lessons that I carry with me today into CartHook and into my career overall. I also learned one very painful lesson, and that was that you really, really want a recurring element to your revenue. So we found decent success with this site. We did right around $500,000 in sales in the first year. I know some of you are doing that in a month these days, but this is back before Facebook ads even existed. So we did quite well for ourselves. We actually ended up selling the business after the first year. But one of the reasons we sold the business is because somewhere 10 or 12 months in, I really thought to myself, so I have this nice business. It's doing somewhere around $75,000 a month. But if I don't pump another $20,000 into advertising next month, my revenue is going to plummet. And I just did all this work for a year. And not that I have nothing to show for it, but if I stop putting money into ads, I don't have any sustainability. And that was because we didn't have any recurring element to our revenue. And so if I were to go back into physical products, into selling products online, I would insist before even choosing a product to go after that it had a recurring element. So that's my background in e-commerce. Nowadays, I run CartHook. To connect it, CartHook being software, you could tell I really wanted a recurring element to my revenue. So I ended up starting a software business in order to achieve it. Not something I recommend lightly to people, but CartHook is a software company where we build products to make e-commerce business owners more successful. We started out with a cart abandonment app, and we partnered with Recharge. That's how we initially linked up. This is, I think, 3 years ago. And we have the connection to Recharge's checkout page that allows the capture of the shopper's email as soon as it's typed into the page. And we found some success with that. And while working on the cart abandonment app, that's where we came up with the idea for the checkout funnel. So if you think about it, what cart abandonment does is it takes the abandonment and tries to recover a percentage of it. Really what we've done with the checkout funnel is try to avoid abandonment in the first place. And then of course we have the recovery tool there for when it happens. Okay, so that's me. And let's take a look at what we're going to talk about today. So the quick intro, that's kind of what we're in the middle of right now. So that's easy. So second, we're going to take a look at your checkout page and what you can do to optimize for conversions. I'll give you some direct examples, and then we'll go directly into the app and actually accomplish it right there on screen. After that, we'll look at increasing your average order value. That's what post-purchase upsells are for, and we'll get into more detail on that when we're in that section. Then between 3 and 4, I have a quick pro tip I want to show you. And then number 4, we'll make you an offer. If you want to join CartHook and use it in combination with Recharge, we'll give you a special offer there. And then we'll get into the Q&A that Lance mentioned before, and I'll stick around for as long as I can to answer any questions regarding optimization overall, checkouts, post-purchase upsells, how we work with the Recharge, and anything else like that. Okay, so all of this that we're about to talk about today is predicated on the past year and a half with our checkout product. We've learned a ton. So we had an initial idea for a one-page checkout for Shopify. From there, I credit a lot of what we've done, innovation, new features, integrations. I credit almost all of it to our customers who basically told us exactly what they wanted. So we've processed over $250 million. You see the logos up here. These are some of the best Shopify and Recharge merchants out there that we work with. So all of this is rooted in a lot of what I learned in e-commerce, what other people, and of course, most importantly, what our customers have used and have found success in. All right, let's get rolling. First up, we're going to take a look at your checkout. So what you see on screen here, this is the typical Shopify checkout, and it's similar to the Recharge checkout. The big thing you'll notice here is that it's split up into 3 pages. So the shopper comes in, fills out step 1, moves on to step 2, and then moves on to the payment in step 3. What we've done on this front is we've brought it all into one page. So this is what the CartHook checkout looks. It's similar in design to Shopify and Recharge's checkout, but we've condensed it down to one page, which looks great on mobile and lets people breeze through the checkout as quickly as possible. Right? The name of the game in checkout conversions is as little friction as possible. Everything should be as expected, right? You see here from the order of things. There's nothing strange. There's nothing my brain needs to think about. It goes first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, and so on. The way a checkout page should be is exactly to meet expectations. You can be innovative on your homepage. On your checkout page, you want to meet expectations, and then you want to build trust, reduce friction, and so on. So on this one-page checkout, what I want to highlight for you are these areas. So at the very top, you'll see a countdown timer. We'll take a closer look at this in a minute also. And on the right side, on the cart summary side of things, you'll see trust symbols and a testimonial. And then right above the call to action, the button, there's additional trust symbols. And we do this to do certain things on the checkout page for the shopper. We want to build trust. We want to make sure they're comfortable. An element of scarcity is also healthy. So let's take a look at what's really happening on this page. So obviously we've turned it into one page. And that's good. That lets people go faster. Every time, not just in e-commerce, online overall, you should assume every step you have in your funnel, you lose people. So as few steps as possible, that's fewer people being lost. So these checkout optimizations that we're going to look at today, the three main things: we added trust symbols, we added a testimonial, and we added a countdown timer. In terms of trust symbols, we found a bunch of surveys online. One of them from eConsultancy, a great shop, found that 48% of people trust an e-commerce site more when they see trust marks. And we're all used to it, right? We see the PayPal logo and credit card symbols. And these are important visual cues for the shopper that they can trust the site that they're on, that they can put their credit card information and feel like that's perfectly okay. Testimonials, I don't know about you. When I go to Airbnb, I went to Airbnb last night, actually. I booked a place for a trip I'm going. I look at the pictures for a second, and what do? I go right to the reviews. Amazon obviously has done an amazing job with reviews. Shopify stores use this a ton. Testimonials and reviews are key because they are third-party credibility, right? You can say your products are awesome. That's easy. When a bunch of other people say that your product is awesome, that gives the shopper a lot more comfort in purchasing. And then lastly, a countdown timer. This is just a tried and true technique online to build a little bit of scarcity, a little bit of urgency, and that helps conversions. Okay, so that was the telling part. Now let's show. Here I am. Ed, can you see my screen? Okay, great. All right, so where we are now is we're looking at the CartHook app. This is our dashboard. And what I'm going to do is go into my checkout page. Here's my checkout replacement. And I'm going to customize it like we just discussed. So I'm going to hit over to the template. And I just want to show you guys how easy this is. Really, our goal in our app overall is to give you more control over the most important pages in your business, really. So we do a lot of things where we are opinionated, but a lot of that opinion comes from the fact that you know best, you know your shoppers best, and we want to give you as much control as possible over these pages. So we have a WYSIWYG editor. I'm going to take the countdown timer and add it directly to the page. And then let's head over here. We'll add an image. And this will be our trust symbols. Trust symbol for the cart summary. There we go. See how I did myself a favor there and named it? Okay, so let's do one more here for the testimonial. We'll grab an image. Testimonial. Right, so you see this is nice and easy. This is what we believe is the appropriate level of control over these pages where they're so critical. Okay, let's do trust symbols here. All right, we'll let it upload. There you go. All right, so I will save this and exit out. And that's it. So now our checkout page, well, first I need to republish. Now our checkout page looks the way we saw here. And I'll give you a look at that checkout page in context in just a minute once we go through this other piece. Okay, so now what we've done is we've taken a checkout page that we're used to having very little control over. And in, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, we added trust symbols, testimonials, and a countdown timer to customize it. And now what we're going to do, right, if I were you and I just made these changes to my site, what would I do is I would test it. I would give it some time, see what my conversion rate does, maybe test out different trust symbols, different testimonials, and so on. Okay, so that is the first section. Cool? All right, we just customized our checkout page to increase our conversions. We turned it into one page and we added those elements to increase conversions. Okay, next up, what we're going to look at is increasing your average order value with post-purchase upsells. So that term, post-purchase upsells, is worth diving into for a minute. This graphic shows you what I mean by post-purchase upsell. On the left side of the graphic, you'll see the checkout page. And then all the way on the right, you'll see the thank you page. And in between is where you'll see the upsells. So what this means is that your shopper goes through your checkout page like a normal purchase. And then instead of being sent directly to the thank you page, in between the checkout and the thank you, you can add additional offers for your shopper. And very importantly, because we just processed the payment on the checkout page, we still have the payment token to be used on the upsell pages. What that really means is that your shopper, in order to accept an upsell offer, they don't need to re-enter their credit card. It works along with the same purchase, and it goes into Shopify as one order. So this is going to come in very handy when thinking through your upsell strategy, right? What you want to do is make sure that the upsells that you're offering make sense with what the shopper is purchasing, and then they are more likely to buy. Okay, so now we see what it looks like visually. Let's take a look at some of the results. This graphic shows the average order value for our shoppers in June, July, and August. So the green bar, teal, I don't know what color that is, the lower one, the 42.90, 42.20, and 45.10, that is the average order value without upsell offers. OTOs are one-time offers, another word for upsell offers. With upsell offers is the red bar. So look at what that does. When our customers use upsells, their average order value is $77.40. That is 72% higher than the average order value when they don't use upsells in the checkout. So this is the kind of effect that post-purchase upsells can have on your average order value, and that starts to affect your entire business because that has a huge effect on your return on ad spend, which has a very big effect on how much money you spent in ads, and so on. So when your average order value goes up, you make more money for every dollar that you spend on ads. And that means you're making more money, you can spend more money on ads, and you can grow faster. So that average order value is a big point of leverage for your business. And post-purchase upsells increase that number. So one more thing before we get into the app. This is visually, again, what it looks like inside of our app. And also just a visual representation of what the shopper goes through. So at the very top, you'll see the Shopify cart page. So this is after the shopper has gone to a product page, added to their cart. Now they're at that very top step, the Shopify cart. Then they go into the one-page checkout in CartHook, and then you can build an upsell funnel consisting of a maximum of 3 upsells and 3 downsells that go in between your checkout and your thank you page. Okay. Again, that was the telling part. Now let's look at what it actually looks like inside the app. So now what we're going to do is create an upsell funnel. So let's create a new funnel. We're going to call this Recharge Webinar is Best. That's going to be the name of our tag, and I'll show you how to apply that tag in just a minute to your Shopify products. So let's create a new funnel. Okay, so here is our new upsell funnel. So like we saw before, Shopify cart, your checkout, and now what we're doing is we're working right in here to build an upsell funnel. So upsell number 1, I'm going to go in and link a product. Let's grab these and say yes. All right, so now I am associating a specific product with this upsell. Once it connects, I can go into the template, I can style the page, make it look the way I want it to look, and so on. And then once it goes through, I want to show you how to connect it with Recharge. Come on, tubes. All right, there we go. Okay, so now it's connected. This particular upsell step is connected to this product. And watch how easy this is. If this were a recharge product, if I wanted to upsell someone into a subscription so that when they accepted the upsell offer, they wouldn't just get the product once, but it would actually create a subscription in recharge, all I have to do is turn it on. That's it. I go into my recharge setting here, and this is for every single upsell or any downsell at any time you can turn into a recharge product. And then here, what I want to do is just match the frequency with what I have set in recharge. So this is for every 30 days. This here allows me to change the subscription price if I want to. So if it's normally offered for $20 a month and I want to offer it for $18 a month, I can very easily do that here. And this is also another useful feature where if you wanted to do, let's say, only a 3-month subscription, I could very easily do that. I could say expires after the first 3 charges. And that's it. Set it as a recharge product, and I'm done. So that's how deeply Recharge and CartHook are connected. It's set along with every product in CartHook, and it's that easy to get it done. Okay, so now what I'll be able to do is I can add a downsell, which is shown if the shopper declines this offer. I can add additional upsells and so on. And the way this works, let me see, make sure I'm not stepping on my own toes. Yep, okay, cool. So we're at the Do It Live section, which is what I'll do right now. So the way this works is these tags just need to be applied to any products in CartHook, any products in Shopify that you want to go through this funnel. So all I'm gonna do is come here, grab that tag, head over to my product here, and that's it. So now this CartHook_checkout tag, that you apply to any products that you want to go through the CartHook checkout. Once that's established, you can then add an additional tag to identify which upsell funnel to go after. So let's save, and let's go through the purchase like your shopper would. Okay, great. Okay, so here I am. I'm just gonna refresh because that's how the internet works. Okay, so now I'm in the Shopify store. Here is the product that I have assigned the tags that we created to. I'll add it to the cart. Okay, now what we should see is, there we go. So this is the same checkout page that we just customized, right? It's got our trust symbols, it's got our countdown timer, our testimonial, and so on. So let's go through this real quick. Just want you guys to see what happens with the upsells and so on. Okay, I'll do that. It'll pull in the shipping rates directly from Shopify. This is supposed to have cash as an option. Let's see if I did something wrong. And any reason why it wouldn't have? Okay, well, let's go the other way. Okay, so as much as I love you all, I'm not going to put my credit card here. And for some reason, the cash option disappeared. So what I'll do is I'll show it to you as a preview. Okay. Okay, so after completing this purchase, after hitting the purchase button, what I would see is this page right here. And of course, I can customize this page. I can remove this title. I can add quantity or not. And if I set this as a recharge product, when I hit the yes button right here, not only would it put in an initial order, but it would also create the subscription directly in recharge. So I was testing this out earlier, and you'll see what it looks like is just a typical Shopify order. And it will come into Shopify as a regular order and then communicate with your recharge app. There we go. And create the subscription there. It usually takes about, what, an hour or so to show up and recharge? Yep. So here's, it just looks like any other order. It goes in, so your customer only gets one receipt email just like they would expect. You can do refunds from here. It works just like a regular Shopify order. Okay, so that's it. That is how we can customize our checkout. We can set up an upsell funnel. Everything works the way we expected. And what I want to do now is I want to get into a pro tip that I think is really, really important and will continue to grow in importance in e-commerce. I think this is the next big trend in conversion optimization in e-commerce is exactly what we're about to talk about. So let's take a look. What we just built in CartHook was what we call a tag funnel. Remember, it was based on those tags that we create and then we apply to a product inside Shopify. So this is the way the flow of a tag funnel works. On the left-hand side, you have a product page. Then you get into the cart. And then when you hit checkout, we identify that there's a CartHook tag, so it goes to the CartHook one-page checkout. Then any upsells you have, thank you page, and then finally the order goes into Shopify and recharge. What I want to talk about is what we call a product funnel. So the first thing you'll notice is that it's missing a step. The reason it's missing a step is because it assumes the shopper is not going from a product page to a cart page to a checkout page. It assumes that the shopper is going directly to a landing page that's dedicated to selling the product, that has removed navigation and footer and any other distraction the way a product page inside Shopify normally looks. And then instead of adding an item to the cart, it skips the cart entirely and goes directly to the checkout. And so the way this works in CartHook is very easily. So we've been looking at tag funnels. Now I'm going to head over to product funnels. Let's connect a product. Let's look at the same headphones, but this time we're selling it through a landing page instead of through the Shopify store. And now what you'll notice on this page, instead of tags, there's just a link. And that link, when put into a browser, will simply open up a checkout page that's associated with the product that we just selected for the product funnel, ready for purchase. And you can notice also that the checkout page is unique to this product funnel. So I can add testimonials and images and so on that are specifically related to this one product, because I know people are only going to end up on this page if they're looking at this product. And then I have full control over this funnel. I can create a landing page anywhere. Give us about 3 months, you'll be able to build the landing pages directly in CartHook as well. But right now you can build a landing page anywhere and then link directly to this checkout with this link in any of your CTAs on the page. Add any upsells and downsells, customize the thank you page, and what you have here is a completely customizable shopping experience for your customer. Landing page, checkout page, upsell, downsells, and thank you page are completely in your control outside of the normal Shopify theme framework. You can do anything you want in these pages. And then of course, when the order goes through, it still goes into Shopify so you can continue to manage your orders the same way. And of course, it works with recharge exactly the way you'd expect. So that's something that we see our most sophisticated merchants doing. Right now, it's still a little bit difficult because you have to go off to either WordPress or ClickFunnels or Unbounce or Lead Pages and go out and build the landing page yourself. What we are working on is a solution that lets you build landing pages very easily based on your Shopify products directly inside CartHook and then perfectly linked into all of your funnels also. So that will get easier, but that is definitely a big trend we see. The way it usually works is the merchant will spend money on ads to identify their winning products. Once you have a winning product, then you go the extra mile, you do the extra work by isolating that product into its own landing page. So it's not inside of the store context. It has no distraction, no navigation, no footer, and everything's focused on this one product. Images, videos, testimonials, everything. That gets you a better add to cart rate. And in this instance, it's not even add to cart, it's directly added to the checkout. So that's how we see our most successful merchants working. Identify the winning products, then build out landing pages and product funnels, and then start driving traffic through those funnels instead of through the store. Okay, so quick overview. I kind of assumed everything I talked about here. I didn't even dwell that much about how things work with Recharge because we're so deeply integrated. It kind of works as you expect. So the integration is very simple. If I come over here to my settings, I go to integrations, I head over to Recharge, and this is already connected. So this would be integrate. You click on it, you log into your Recharge account once, and then you're done. Everything else is done on the individual step level, meaning at each upsell or downsell step, you can identify whether or not you want this product to be connected to Recharge or not. When it comes to the checkout page, you don't have to do anything. So if a shopper adds something to the cart and it's a Recharge product, they hit checkout, it goes to the CartHook checkout, it will work and add the subscription to Recharge just like it was going through the Recharge checkout. So that works exactly as expected. And then step 3, we've already discussed. You can add it to any upsell or downsell anytime. So that's it for my presentation. Before I ended, I wanted to say we love Recharge. We consider them our single most important integration partner. We're doing this webinar right now. I'm having lunch with people at Recharge this afternoon, and I will also be at the live event in LA. So that's very exciting. What we wanted to do is offer you guys a special offer. We have a 14-day trial, but we also want to give you the first month half off. And in order to get that, all you need to do is go to bit.ly/recharge webinar, or just sign up like normal and ping our support, which is always there through the chat, and just say, hey, I have a coupon code, and just say the code is Recharge. And that's it. Then we'll hook you up with the regular 14-day trial, and we'll also take half off of the first month. Okay, that's it for me. Let's talk some Q&A. I'm going to catch my breath for a second. And yeah, Lance, please go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say right back at you. Yeah, we know you're busy today on the Recharge side of things. We definitely know you take care of our customers as well. So we have a lot of trust in you and the team there. Really appreciate you sharing this with us. Sounds like there's some exciting things coming up for your product roadmap that you touched on. And yeah, I think there might be a couple of questions, at least Ed and Chris have been answering as we've gone along, but I think there was a couple from Sarah maybe that you could address. I don't know. Would you like me to read those out, or do you see it? I don't want you to have to scan the chat.
Yeah.
Kind of fast.
I've been scanning them as you're talking, so I can identify a few good ones. And yeah, some of these are great. They're specific. They address some specific features, limitations. So I can speak to all those. Does the one-page checkout work on Recharge as well? Yes, it does. So the checkout works the same way you would expect. As long as the product at the Shopify level has the CartHook_checkout tag, it will go through the CartHook checkout, and then it will create a subscription the same way as if it went through the Recharge checkout. Automatically push discount codes to the checkout page. You can do that through the URL. So you can append the URL with a discount code, and that works in product funnels. For Shopify funnels, I'm not 100% sure how to do that. It might be a Shopify scripts thing. Yep. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, Ed answered some questions about some custom code. Okay.
So Sarah has a good question. Can you explain why you think landing pages are the future?
Sure. Yeah, this is something I'm passionate about to the point of spending a lot of our resources thinking through this and adding it to our product. What we've been working on for the past, I'm embarrassed to say how long, it's been about 6 months, is a new editor. So I don't know if you saw as I was working through our app, I kept hitting edit template, but I went to the editor that's there now. We've been working on a new editor for 6 months. And the reason we've been working on a new editor for that long is because it needs to be super powerful, because we are going to use it in our landing page to it. Now, the reason I believe it's important, the reason I believe it's the future, I come from, so I had the store that sold physical products. In between then and now, I focused a lot on digital marketing. And the digital marketers, we have to say, they're further ahead than we are in the physical product space. If you told someone, let's say running ads to a webinar sign up, that they should send traffic to a page that had one section for the webinar sign up and then had a bunch of navigation about where to go and their about page and so on, they would look at you like it's juvenile. Why would I waste money doing that? Right? The reason they would think that way is because it's been proven over time that when you restrict the number of options on a page, you get better conversion rates. So when I click on an ad for a webinar, I can either sign up for the webinar or I can hit the back button. It's pretty binary. And we think physical product marketing is trailing and quickly catching up to digital marketing. And so if you apply the same mentality and the same conversion point of view to the experience of buying a physical product, when I go to a page that has a bunch of navigation on the top, maybe on the left, a bunch of footers, the about, there are so many options on that page that it reduces the number of conversions I get. It reduces the number of people that hit the button that I actually want them to hit, which is add to cart. So that's one thing. The other thing is a lot of e-commerce platforms, including Shopify, work inside of a theme and a template framework that is very restricting to what you can do on the page. So if you just want to customize your page, I wish I could think of a site. I could definitely think of one that's on the other side. So a lot of these product pages, the way they end up looking is images on the left side, and then you have copy on the right side. But if you want to add additional copy, really what you're trying to do is you're trying to do more work for the conversion. You're restricted to that right-hand side. And that's not the way we should be designing online for conversions. We should do whatever we want with the page. And so combined with the fact that you're better off giving a binary choice, it's also just a matter of design of being able to control what the page looks like, where the videos are, where the testimonials are, where the additional call to actions are. That is relatively difficult right now when working inside of the store context. So you'll see a lot of people going above and beyond. So I like to look at these direct-to-consumer companies because what you're looking at here is unlimited budget. Right, Casper can spend whatever they need to spend on making this page look exactly the way they want it to look. It's rare that you have that situation of unlimited budget and resources, and it looks like a standard product page. The reason for that is because they want to look unique and they want to do more work for the conversion. Look at all these videos and GIFs and add to cart buttons and different elements that they want control over. So that sounds to me like it's inevitable. There's no way that something works and technology doesn't go toward it. So that's what we're doing. We're taking our step toward it, which is to allow people selling on Shopify complete control over their checkout pages. And now we're doing the same thing for complete control over the product page itself as well. Okay.
There's a question from Robbie about providing are you able to share like a URL of a company that's using a product funnel?
Oh, I think they're kind of hard to get to because they're usually from ads that go to a landing page. I mean, I don't want to go into someone's account, but if I look at these, I know Organifi and Kettle and Fire. Best Self, if you look at their site, you can see how much custom work they did. So their product pages are all tricked out. Kino Body does some of the most impressive stuff with product funnels that we've seen. They are so creative. They'll set up pages and they'll give different variants on the page. So 1-pack, 3-pack, 5-pack, and then each one of those will link to a different product funnel that then has the upsells specific to whether they just purchased the 1-pack, the 3-pack, or the 5-pack. Dr. Axe, I don't recall. Athletic Greens, I know, does a lot with landing pages. They're the same way. If you go to their site, what they do, athleticgreens.com. Athletic Greens does a lot with podcasts. So if you listen to the Tim Ferriss podcast, they've done a lot of advertising on Tim Ferriss. And he says, go to athleticgreens.com/Tim. I wonder if I'm actually recalling that properly. There you go. So here's the Tim Ferriss. This is a landing page, right? Does not look like the typical product page. And then they can control this however they want.
Yeah, great example.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't think they use our product with the Tim Ferriss one. Yeah, but so they do a lot of experimentation. Yeah, so we look forward to being able to do more case studies on product funnels and landing pages when we release our landing page app as well. Okay. Fully mobile optimized, yes, it's got to be. We started off 18 months ago with it about 50-50 between conversions on mobile versus desktop, and now mobile is far in front. Yeah, it has also has a lot to do with Facebook advertising, where a lot of advertisers only advertise to mobile.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jordan, I got somebody, Jane. Thank you, Jane. If you're still on, she says, good morning. It's 3:30 a.m. in Australia. So that's pretty incredible. I'm a shop owner, not a designer. I'm wondering, can CartHook be used for a sale that is not subscription-based? I get a lot of abandoned carts and only one product that is subscription-based. I run an art supply store.
Jane, you're a warrior, first of all. Got to give you credit. Yes. So the CartHook checkout can work with recharge or non-recharge products. We don't simply take over your checkout, again, with the same mindset of giving you more control. We ask you to put the CartHook_checkout tag on any products that you want to go through the CartHook checkout. So we don't just take over. You have control on whether or not you want the products to go through our checkout. And so you can apply it to all of them, some of them, one of them, totally up to you. And it will work with either regular products or recharge products in the same way. Yep. And in terms of abandoned carts, yeah, that will work also. We do have customers that use our cart abandonment app, and they connect it in a bunch of different ways. They'll connect it with Shopify, and through the CartHook checkout, it's built in by default. You don't have to do anything. And then you can also connect it with recharge, specifically for anyone that goes to the recharge checkout. So there's a lot of flexibility there.
Awesome. Listen, I know I want to be respectful of your time. Maybe one more question. Does that work?
Yeah, that's great.
So Jordan, so last question from Carl. People are really sticking around for this last 15. I really appreciate that. Carl says, so it's my understanding that each product has to link to a CartHook checkout page. So if I want to have a different upsell per product, I need to create a different CartHook checkout page. Also, if a person buys a product today and is shown limited time upsell that they check in tomorrow, will they see the exact same upsell? Is the software smart enough to know it's showing the same offer to the same person within a time frame?
Okay, great. Yeah, great questions. Let me take those one at a time. So you do not need to create a different CartHook checkout page. What we'll see here, and our support team and success team are always happy to help people through this initial logic piece of it. And then once you get it, it's pretty simple. So tag funnels, the ones that are based in tags in the Shopify store, they all go through this same checkout right here, the Shopify checkout replacement. Then you can build these tag upsell funnels that change the upsells that are shown after the checkout. But everyone goes through the same checkout and thank you page. What you're doing here is you're building additional upsell funnels that alter the upsells and downsells that are shown based on what's in the cart. And so you just have to build the Shopify checkout once, and everyone goes through the same checkout and thank you page inside the Shopify store. And then if the person has more than one product with an upsell tag in the funnel, it will simply be shown in order of priority. So you can change the tag priority here. You can drag and drop and decide what priority you want. And the tag that has the highest priority, the shopper will only go through that one upsell funnel. They won't see a million upsells. Right, so that's how that works. The next question was, if a person buys a product today and is shown a limited time upsell, if they check out tomorrow, is the software smart enough to know it's shown the same offer to the same person within that time frame? So at this point in time, we do not have much conditional logic built in. That is kind of our fun phase. Right now, we are just racing to get what people want and expect, and we kind of need to earn our way past those fundamentals to get into the conditional logic. And we have a lot of plans for that. But as of right now, there is not conditional logic. And so if somebody bought the exact same product today and then bought it again tomorrow, they would see the same upsells as long as nothing has changed inside of your upsell funnel. Yeah, so for now, they see the same thing. In the future, we'll do a lot more conditional logic and automated A/B testing and things like that, but not yet.
Okay, that was super thorough. Thank you so much, Jordan. So yeah, I want to thank you again for joining us and sharing all this amazing insight and knowledge with us and how it all works. We'll be sending out an email either later today or probably first thing tomorrow morning, our time, with a replay on the recording. If you want to, so for attendees who want to share this with your teammates or associates, you'll be able to do that. We'll get a YouTube video version of this uploaded. And Jordan, we'd love to have you back again, man, to talk about what else is coming down the pike for you and talk about some of the additional insights you've been getting.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Lance, for having me. Thanks to Recharge for everyone who participated, who joined. Feel free to reach out to us with any questions. Thanks very much, everybody. Have a good day.
Take care, everyone. Bye for now.